Some celebs pull up loco. You know we up next, pull up bobos. They gon' be there on repeat, they like, oh no. Where's the mix it up, let's take a photo now. But for now, I'm loco. For now, preserve the beat, I'm more.
Yes, my peoples, man. Another episode. You know, we keep going, man. We keep giving you that Man United news, man. This is probably the earliest I've been on. I ain't been on this early before. Tuesday, I wake up early, go gym, and sort other things out. But I thought I'll give you a little early one today. You get me? So, yeah, man, that's what's going on. Let's get straight into it, man. Pick up the whole metric community as well. Yeah, you lot are with it, man. You lot are keeping man going. There's times where man's like, oh, I don't know about this thing, and I just keep going. The metric community is just with it. So yeah, let's get into it anyway. So Jhon Duran, this is obviously it came out yesterday. I put it in the chat already. I showed you lot. For those that didn't see, we'll link to Jhon Duran as well. Imagine that it came out that we're linked with him. We might end up getting him, blah, blah, blah. But then it got basically quashed that there was nothing in for that or whatever. So I don't know where that came from. It was a rumor. It came from, who did it come from yesterday? It came from Team Talk. Team Talk basically came out and said Ratcliffe may urge United to pull out of the Mbeumo deal with Brentford's demand seen as excessive. So this came out yesterday about Ivan Toney, and then obviously that got quashed straight away about Al Hilal, like you've gone mad, this ain't happening, whatever. So that was yesterday, and then today obviously Fabrizio has just come out and said, yo, Man United were offered the chance to sign Jhon Duran on loan and cover his wages, but the club rejected this possibility. So the club said no. So when I've seen that, I've gone, wow, what? Jhon Duran's a baller. Why didn't we take him? He'll be a good striker for United. And then obviously, when you look at the wages, you've got to cover the full wage to get him. Yeah? Look at his wages, 321 K a week. We're trying to get rid of them type of guys at our club. So there's no way we was going to cover that wages. So I understand why they didn't take him on, but Jhon Duran would have been a good player, 100%. We've already done it in the Prem. You can tell he's a baller. He's got a bit more to him. But remember, he's at a Saudi club getting 320K. So that's what you have to cover. You cover his full wage, you can take him on loan. And then obviously, like you can see, Fenerbahce took him and they're paying the whole salary. So as it says there, look at the second line. Al Nassr let Duran leave on initial loan with full salary covered until June. So Fenerbahce is paying 320K a week. I don't know how they're paying all this money, but they're making it happen somehow. Because remember, Fenerbahce wanted Sancho as well, and they told Sancho they can pay for his wage as well. So they've got some mad money out of nowhere, Fenerbahce. Jose Mourinho is making it happen. But yeah, that's the situation. So obviously, we wanted Jhon Duran, but when they said you got to cover his full salary and it's 320K, we said, yo, we're not doing all that. Forget about it. So we just rejected that offer. Do you understand? We was offered. We didn't go out there looking for him. It came to us. And we just turned around and said, we're not going to do it. And I understand it. When you look at the wage and you break it down, that doesn't really make sense for all parties. You understand? There's going to be bare pressure on my man. It's only a loan. How can you pay it's not going to make no sense, bro. You're basically spending the same money that you're trying to get rid of. And look at everyone that they've kind of sacked as well and all that. They're sacking staff every minute. They're saying that they're trying a little rebuild, so they're sacking all the staff. They're trying to get rid of the Rashfords on 325, Sancho's on 300 or 275, whatever. You can't really go against your word now and go and get someone that's on 320K and loan him out. Do you understand? Like, it don't really make sense. So that's the situation with Jhon Duran. Like I said, if he was any cheaper, if it was a thing where we could buy him probably for like a 30, 40 mil and his wage will go half down, then obviously I'm with it. But 320K does not make no sense. And that's exactly what we're dealing with now with Sancho's, Rashford. We can't get rid of these guys because their wages are too high. So Fabrizio basically said we had the chance to buy him. We got offered the chance to loan him. But if we're going to cover his full salary, and we said, no way. And then when you break down his salary, it's 320K a week, which is madness. So Fenerbahce ended up doing the loan. They're going to pay for his whole salary. And it's them. Fenerbahce have got some money right now because they was even saying they'll pay for Sancho's salary. So they're on a different thing. I don't know what Fenerbahce, what money they got over there, but they're on a different thing. But good on him, man. It'll be nice to see Jhon Duran in the Champions League and whatnot. That Saudi stuff, you're not really seeing them. You get it? So, yeah, man, it's nice to see it. Please, this geezer. He always wants better players. Temesgen. Vicky, what are you saying? Good morning. Is it here we go? It's not here we go yet. It's not here we go yet. Here we go soon, apparently, but nothing yet. So it's just a little update. Fabrizio came out, done a video last night. So I'm just updating you like what happened. David Ornstein said a few things as well. Just a little update, really. But there's no here we go. There's no deal agreed yet. But yeah, with Jhon Duran anyway, we got offered him, and we basically just said no because of the wage. But I think he would have been a good player. I don't even know why he went to Saudi in the first place. He's very young. I think he's like 21. So he's gone mad, like even just going there in the first place. But some players just want their bag in it. So he's got his bag, and now he's going to Turkey. So you get to play in the Champions League, and he's still getting his bag because Fenerbahce is covering his whole wage, literally. So good on him, man. But we had the chance to sign him, and we said no. And then we got basically the Watkins and Ekitike stuff. Fabrizio spoke about it yesterday and basically said it is true, as reported today by The Athletic, that United made an inquiry for Ollie Watkins. And United made a call within the last 2-3 days to understand the position of Ollie Watkins. He is one of the names under consideration as a striker. Basically, we still want to see if we're going to decide to go for a younger striker or an experienced one, like Ollie Watkins. Because remember, he's like 29. But they made a call to be informed on the situation and the conditions of a deal. The interest in Ollie Watkins from Manchester United is confirmed. If they decide to advance or not, we will see very soon. And then he ended up saying, if Frankfurt don't drop the 100 million euros price on Ekitike, it'll be almost impossible for United to sign him. United don't want to spend that crazy money on a striker. And then at the bottom, it basically says, Man United are not going to pay 100 million for a striker, which is fair, and 100% we shouldn't be paying 100 million for a striker anyway. Do you understand? You got guys like Osimhen going for 60 million. Gyokeres is like 70, 80. So what are we doing paying 100 million anyway for a striker when you've got good strikers that are going for less? So that's the situation with Ollie Watkins. Everything come out about him yesterday that were linked with him. It was big. Laurie Whitwell, he broke the news. He's from The Athletic. That's David Ornstein's crew. And basically, yeah, we're linked with Watkins now. Watkins, when at first take, I'm like, oh, Watkins, that's meaty. But then when you break it down and look at everyone that was in for, Gyokeres, Osimhen, Ekitike, and there's obstacles in all three of them deals, Watkins isn't a bad shout. And when you see his stats and how he's been, he's a bit underrated, but we'll get into all of that. But yeah, basically Fabrizio just shuts it down and just says, listen, Watkins, we are interested in him. Like, there's definitely concrete interest. We called 2-3 days ago, so he's on the list to be our striker. So it's not no rumours, it's not no gas. Watkins is there. So we've got to wait for Hojlund or something, or wait for some sales. As soon as we wrap up Mbeumo, we get some sales in, and then we'll see what happens. But for now, Watkins is on the list, Ekitike is on the list, Gyokeres is on the list, but Ekitike's price is an obstacle. It's 100 million, that's crazy. No one ain't going to spend that on him. No one. I think Liverpool are going to go for him, but I don't think they're even going to spend that on him. And then he spoke about Mbeumo. It's basically the same old cliche stuff. And Man United are still advancing on Brian Mbeumo. Conversations continue. And I know United fans, your patience is being pushed over the line, but Man United are working on that. Trust me. Like, basically, things are happening behind the scenes. So we just need to relax. It's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. So it's the cliche stuff really about that. And then David Ornstein came out and basically started talking a bit. And he was just talking about Hojlund, exit, what it could mean for Watkins. Basically, we have to sell in it to buy. So if Hojlund goes, then we can go for Watkins. But what this Hojlund guy keeps doing is he keeps coming out and saying his desire is to stay in Manchester. Bro, you need to pack your bags, bro, and go. Even if you go on loan, just go, get some fresh air somewhere, score some goals, get your confidence back. But he's sitting there and saying, I want to stay. Stay for what? We all saw what you're capable of, and it's not good enough. Like, it's not even your fault. Like, it's even like this, but why does he keep saying he wants to stay? I don't understand. You can't handle it. You couldn't even handle it with Hong Kong. We played Hong Kong. I mean, so I don't know, man. He ends up talking about United are currently focused on agreeing terms for Mbeumo. Any movement on a deal for Watkins or other centre forwards are expected to depend on generating sales. So after Mbeumo, it's been said by a load of journalists that we have to sell before we can buy a striker. So maybe even us talking to strikers is like a verbal agreement. We just go there, chat to them. Do you want to come? Yes. Agree a deal with the club. And then, all right, we'll come for you. We'll buy him before September the 1st when it closes. Like a verbal agreement type of thing. United have also made contact with Hugo Ekitike, and Amrin is an admirer of Victor Gyokeres. So we already know that Amrin loves Gyokeres. Ekitike, we've obviously made contact, but the price is too high. And obviously, despite links to Felix Mecha, United are yet to make contact with his agents, etc., and Dortmund. So basically, that's just chat that we might have links to him, but nothing ain't come out. That's basically concrete. They say, yeah, we actually want him. And I looked at his injury record. His injury record is terrible. He's got hip problems, back, everything. Like everything you can think of. He's had an injury and he's been out for ages. So I wouldn't want us to go for Mecha. But basically, summarize, Hojlund wants to stay. We want Hojlund gone. Inter Milan are asking for a loan. We're saying no. We want him gone permanently. The clubs already gave up. But I feel like the club's not being too harsh on these guys where they're saying you have to leave. They're like giving them a chance where it's like, if you want to stay, you can stay. But if you get it, like it's not, I don't think they're getting hard enough, man. I don't think they're being a bit aggressive as they should be. Do you understand? Because someone like Hojlund shouldn't be allowed to be sitting there and saying, I want to stay. You had one of the worst seasons. And it wasn't even your fault because of the situation you're in where you're the number 9, but still, go somewhere. You just come from the Italian league. Inter Milan won you. Go there, do what you need to do, ball out. And then after that, assess your options. You know what? Do I want to stay in the Italian league where I built my rep? Or do I want to go back there? It didn't work. Anthony saw it. He went to Real Betis. He had the best season of his life. Now he wants to go back there. He's not sitting there dilly-dallying and want to stay. No. Just go out there, bro. It's not going to work for you, brother. Like, we can tell you're not ready for this. So that's the situation with them. Then Ornstein basically spoke about Rashford. He said Rashford is open to leaving on loan or as part of a swap deal if suitable opportunities arise. He currently favours a move overseas. Everybody knows Rashford wants to go Barcelona. He said it loads of times. He's done an interview the other day with some Spanish podcasts. He say basically twerking for Barca. I want to play with Lamine Yamal. He's one of the best. You always want to play with the best. Blah, blah, blah. Rashford wants to go to Barcelona. It's been quoted by everyone. And then he basically got into about the Ollie Watkins has emerged as a potential target up front if Hojlund leaves. Although Man United right now, we're just progressing Mbeumo. We want to add Mbeumo in time for the pre-season, which is starting. And basically, we're training that character from next Monday. But I think the pre-seasons are like 18 days or something like that. But wish to remain disciplined in their spending. So we don't want to overpay and keep that Man United tax up. We want to chill out and take it easy. The club have also made contact with Ekitike, and Ruben loves Gyokeres, which is well known. There's strong possibility of Gyokeres leaving because he's having all this pass up with his sporting, etc. But the prospect of playing Champions League could prove more attractive to Arsenal. But we don't know if Arsenal even want him. And then we had MJ Quitchley that came out, and he's reliable. And he said Rashford currently attracting more loan than permanent offers. He prefers Barca, which we all know. Garnacho's Chelsea long-standing interest, so they still want him apparently. And Fabrizio came out yesterday and said that Chelsea want another forward. So what's going to happen there? Rashford prefers move abroad. Garnacho prefers Premier League. Malacia, no concrete interest. Does anyone even remember Malacia, that he's still here? I all forgot about him. Hojlund wants to stay. This is what I'm saying about this team. Sancho doesn't want to budge on his wage, so no one can afford him. Hojlund wants to stay. No one wants to come for Onana. Casemiro's had no one that's come for him. Luke Shaw's had no one that's come for him. Malacia, no concrete interest. No one wants him. Rashford only wants to go to Barca. Garnacho only wants to stay in the Prem. We're so limited that it's crazy. Like, these guys have actually had the worst season and they still got an ego of, nah, man, I'm going to pick. I'm only going to go to Barca. Nah, I only want to stay in the Prem. It's crazy. Hojlund saying he wants to stay. Bro, you couldn't even... bro, I don't want to get into it, but Hong Kong. He played against Hong Kong, and that centre-back had a compilation at the end of the game. 10 tackles, 7 assists, interception, all of these stuff. Like, Hong Kong, this is what we're dealing with, and you want to stay. You should be going out there, championship or something, getting a loan, and then fixing yourself up. I don't focus on for Gyokeres. You don't really rate Gyokeres now. Who would you say then is better than Gyokeres? Who would you want instead? So yeah, this is the article that came out and broke the news about basically Watkins is from Laurie Whitwell. Basically just said, listen, if Hojlund leaves, we're going to go for Ollie Watkins. He's one of the targets. And for what is looking right now, he seems like a very reliable target, because when you look at the other targets that we want, and my thing is, if we went for Watkins first, I don't think anyone will be happy. We'll all be sitting there like, what's going on, man? What are we doing? He's 29, Watkins. But the fact that we're going for Mbeumo and Cunha, and then to put Watkins in front of that isn't too bad. So that's the situation. But there's been contact, they've been talking, and then obviously yesterday this article come out as well from Laurie Whitwell, and he basically said, listen, Ruben, this will make a bit more sense to you lot. Ruben Amram wants Gyokeres. We all know that, right? But the obstacle is his priority is Arsenal. So we've got to sit on the sideline and wait for him to choose. Am I going to go, man, is Arsenal going to come for me or not? Say Arsenal don't go for him. By that time, we don't know how long that's going to be. That could be at the end of August that they make up their mind. We don't know if they're going to do it now, next week. No one knows. Victor Osimhen. So this is their main two, as you can tell. It's Gyokeres, but his priority is Arsenal. Osimhen, but his wages are viewed as too high. Osimhen turned down Saudi Arabia. He's turning down Saudi money. I don't know what this guy wants a week if he's turning down Saudi. So our front two is obviously one of the victors. Gyokeres, but it's an Arsenal thing. Osimhen turned down Saudi. Ekatike's got an 85 million price tag. That's 100 million in euros. No one's paying that, bro. He's just had one good season, and it's not even been like he scored 20 goals or anything like that. His season just been all right for Bundesliga. No one ain't paying him 100 mil. Christopher Nkunku's come up his chats with Chelsea and United about Garnacho, swap deals, etc. I can't even see us getting that. I think that's not even too much. But let's look at some of Watkins' stats, because a lot of people are really saying, but I don't know about him, etc. But he's got 127 goals and assists in 223 appearances in all club competitions. Yeah, he's the all-time Villa goal scorer, top 75 goals in 184 Premier League games. He's the first Villa player to score 15 league goals in 3 straight seasons. So he's got consistency in the Premier. And it goes underrated because he plays for Villa, so we don't really pre it. But he scored 15 goals in his last 3 seasons for Villa. 15 goals. And he's even in the top 8. And even when you look at this, it looks a bit mad, when you pre it, yeah? But what's Ineos really trying to cook? Because when you pre it, they're going for Mbeumo, 20 goals. They're going for Cunha, 15 goals. And they're going for Watkins. So it's like they're doing their own little data thing and going, we need goals in this team. Let's look at the top scorers. And they're just gone, we're going to get 3 of them in there. Do you know what I'm saying? When you look at it. But, mate, we've come from a team that can't even score 60 goals. Them 3 alone, that's about 50 goals, mate. That's 50 goals for them 3 alone. And that's last season only. We're not even talking about assists and all of that. And look how much penalties in between them. Cunha scored no penalties, 15 goals. Watkins scored 2 penalties, 16 goals. And Mbeumo scored 15 goals, 5 penalties. So that's a good rate there for goals. These are scoring a lot of open play goals. So I will take Watkins still, 100%, man. I'll take Watkins, 100%, all day. Pure number 9 is Jhon Duran with left foot, but Man United rejected. What's in your thinking? Let me get into that pestle. I'm going to get into that right now. I just spoke about that one. This is what happened with what's his name? Jhon Duran, and Fabrizio spoke about it last night. Look, Man United were offered the chance to sign John on loan and cover his wages, his whole wages. But the club rejected this. Look at what the geezer is earning. He's earning 320 a week. That's the same as Rashford. And we cannot move Rashford on. This is what we're trying to change in the culture. We can't be putting players on that. The geezer's 21 years old. He's done nothing to earn 320k. The only reason he's on that is because he went to Saudi. What has Jhon Duran done that much to earn that wage? He hasn't done nothing. He's only had one good season for Villa, and then he went to Saudi. That's it. He hasn't won anything, or he's done loads, scored in finals, nothing. Saudi just came in and helped him out, and they gave him a mad wage. Al Nassr have said, if anybody wants to take him, you can have him, but you've got to pay his whole wage. Fenerbahce, read what Fabrizio says on there. He says, Jhon Duran to Fenerbahce, here we go. Agreement in place between all parties. Al Nassr let Duran leave on initial loan with full salary covered. The full salary, not half, not a quarter, not 3/4, the full salary. He's on 320k. You think we're going to be paying him 320k? And he's 21 years old. And we're trying to get rid of players that are on that already. Sancho's on like a 300, 280. Rashford's on 325. Casemiro's on 350. We're trying to get these guys out and then bring them back to reality. 150. Work your way up. That's what we're giving Mbeumo and Cunha. 150, 160. Work your way up. Prove to us you need more. Then when they get the next contract, it'll probably be like a 250. It won't be 300s. That's what's happening to a lot of these clubs where they're stuck. Sterling, he's on 300k and he's stuck. No one wants him no more. They're trying to get rid of him. So you can't, and these guys have actually won stuff as well. We're talking about Duran. Come on, man. I like Duran. I woke up to this. I'm like, why are we doing that? Why are we rejecting that? Duran's cold. I'll take him all day. But when you actually look at it, it doesn't make no sense. Cover his full wage, 320k is mental. That's mental. And he's 21 as well. What's that going to say to all the other players there? They're going to start looking at it like, he's on 320k and they're dealing with that. Why can't I stay on that? Or why can't I get 250 or something like that? Do you know what I'm saying? It don't really make no sense. United cannot enter negotiations on wages with new players while signing a player on free. Exactly. Come on, bro. That makes sense. There's no way we're going in there. And then you got to remember as well, if we're signing him and we're spending that much on him, bro, it basically defeats the purpose of what everything Ineos is doing. All these cuts and all of that. You're cutting people that's been here for 10 years and that, saying that you're trying to make the club more efficient and blah, blah, blah. And then you're going there and you're getting a geezer on 320k on loan. That doesn't make no sense. So that's the situation with Duran. That's why we haven't went and got Duran. He's a good number 9. I would love to have him come to United, but the fact that he's gone to Saudi, he's basically killed himself, where now he's limited. Because anyone that's going to pay his wage, and he's not going to want a wage drop. Imagine being on 320 and then someone's telling you, yeah, come to Europe for 150. You're going to say, no, I want my 320 every week. So Fenerbahce, they got this money out of nowhere. I don't know where they got this money from, but they wanted to sign Sancho. They said they'll cover Sancho's whole wage, but Sancho didn't want to go there. So that's the situation. But 320, that's madness, man. That's madness, though. So yeah, that's the situation with Jhon Duran. Like, if it happened and it was a bit cheaper, I'll be happy with it. He's a baller. You understand? It's weird though, isn't it? Out of nowhere, we're just linked with all the Villa strikers now. Out of nowhere. We was never linked with a Villa striker. Out of nowhere now, we're just linked with 2 of them. So yeah, man, this is just the situation with it. I'll summarize it all more or less. Jhon Duran, we've woken up and it's just Fabrizio's basically gone on video and said that we could have signed him, but we rejected it because we've got to cover the geezer's whole salary. This is the guy's salary. He was on 75. Look, read this article. Jhon Duran earns 16.7 mil annually at Al Nassr, which is approximately 321 per week. Yeah, this, whatever, 46 per day, whatever, boom, boom. This represents a significant increase compared to his previous weekly wage at Aston Villa. He was on 75k. So really, what usually happens in Europe, you're on 75k at Villa, Man United come knocking, yo, we're going to put you on 120, 130. He's got a pay rise, he's gassed, he's 21, yes. But what's happened to him is he's gone to Saudi at 21 or whatever age he is, and he's gone from 75k to 320. That's going to blow your mind. But obviously, he doesn't like it over there. He's realizing he's only got, remember, I swear he might have only left, no, he didn't leave in January. He might have left in last year, right? So he's obviously gone there for 1 year, said, this is long. What am I doing here? I shouldn't be. I'm too good for this. Now he wants to come back. They've offered him to people, but not everyone's dumb anymore to pay for these salaries. But obviously, Fenerbahce have got this money and they're saying, fuck it, we'll get him. So that's the situation with him. 320k is madness. That is crazy. And the man's 21 years old as well. So that's the situation. From 75k to 320, he must think he hit the jackpot. Literally. But yeah, here we go for that anyway. So he's out the window, but we was linked with him. And then Fabrizio basically just spoke about Ollie Watkins. He said he's solidified. What came out yesterday about Ollie Watkins is all true. We did phone him 2-3 days ago. We haven't made up our minds yet if we want a young striker or we want someone experienced, a younger striker, an experienced one. I'm sure we want an experienced one because everyone we're linked with is Gyokeres, Osimhen. That's our main two. And then obviously Ekitike is in there, but like you said, then we're not going to go for him. Like, his price is too mad. If Frankfurt don't drop the €100 million price on Ekitike, it will be almost impossible for United to sign him. United won't spend crazy money on a striker. Manchester United are not going to pay €100 million for a striker. It's not going to happen. Do you understand? But it says we made a phone call for Ollie Watkins. We're going to decide soon what we want, basically. We don't know what we want yet. Obviously, like Laurie said yesterday, he basically said, look, we want Osimhen and Gyokeres, innit? That's our main two. But Gyokeres' priority is Arsenal. So we've got to wait for this geezer, but we can't wait forever. So I think we'll give it like a week or two. And then it's getting close to pre-season. We're going to say, listen, we'll just pull it. If Hojlund's gone by, then and Rashford and a few of them, where we can sign a striker now, I think we'll give it 2 weeks. If Arsenal ain't gone for Sesko or whatever, that's when I think we'll pull the plug and say, this is too long. We can't afford to go into August the 17th without a striker. That's when I think they'll go for Watkins. Watkins, apparently they're saying it's 40 to 60 million. I don't know how much it's going to end up being, but yeah, 40 to 60 million, apparently. That's what's being quoted. 40 million should do it. 29 years old. Yeah, he's a bit prolific in the Prem. 3 seasons, 15 goals for three straight seasons. That's impressive, but come on, man. You shouldn't be paying any more than 40, 50 million for Watkins. I'll tell you that now. But remember, this market is so inflated that you wouldn't be surprised if they come with a madness. Lou, man, big up, bro. So, yeah, that's the situation, man. You can see what our two is. Osimhen is our main striker. If his wages wasn't as big that he wanted it to be, and like I said to you, this geezer's turning down Saudi Arabia, so I don't know what he wants. And no one in England is linked with Osimhen. He's such a good striker, but no one can pay his wages. Chelsea's not linked with him. Arsenal's not linked to him. Liverpool ain't linked. We're not linked. No one's linked with him. I ain't even seen Barcelona's not linked with him no more. Because his wages are so crazy, it doesn't make no sense. So that's our main two. It's Gyokeres or Osimhen. And if that don't happen, then it's going to be Watkins or probably Ekitike. But Ekitike is €100 million, which is never going to happen. So Fabrizio saying, yo, we don't know what we're going to get yet, but Watkins is basically on that list. And from time he's on that list, and we shouted them 2-3 days ago, you can see that, yeah, you know what, we might as well just go for him. And they're doing some data thing where they're seeing what's really going on, who scores goals. Cunha, Mbeumo, Watkins, all 3 of them, top leading goal scorer last season. Watkins has done it for the last 3 seasons. He's a bit consistent. You got to give him that. Yeah, there could be times where he goes missing and we don't pre it. Like, look at when Palace spanked them in the FA Cup semi-final. Palace spanked them, and then the same day, who was fighting that day? Was it Fury or something fighting? And then they were talking about Rashford's gone to, you know what I'm saying? Rashford's gone to the boxing. Watkins was there as well. Watkins actually played. Rashford never even played. Do you understand? So he goes missing sometimes, but at Man United, you can't go missing. And on top of that, you're going to have 2 people behind you that are on what you're on. That is, come on, 30. What's that, 20, 35, 45? That's like 46 goals. That's crazy. 46 goals in between 3 of them. And we haven't scored 60 goals in the last 3 years. And that's 46 goals in between 3 men. And we're not even adding the rest. We're not even talking about whoever's going to be up there as well, and the Amads and the Brunos. Come on, man. You see what Ineos are trying to cook with this little top scorer thing, though. They're really doing their data on a bait thing. Good morning, my dear friends. Will be our club's 21st birthday, okay? Patrick, I hope so, man. I wouldn't go that far yet. We've still got Anana in goal, but I hope, mate. I hope so. Garnacho going Villa or Tottenham. Happy days for me. 50k. Boy, I don't think Tottenham's in for kudus. Tottenham's very in for kudus. I can't see him going Tottenham. But Villa could maybe go for him. And Chelsea are very linked with Garnacho. It came out yesterday. Chelsea are still in talks with Garnacho. So he might go Chelsea. And Fabrizio came out yesterday as well and said that Chelsea want another forward. So the fact that Chelsea want another forward, they're still in talks with Garnacho. It could happen. So I hope he ends up going there, because we need to get rid of these guys. And this is what I'm saying, is they're all limiting themselves, though. Sancho don't want to drop his wage. Rashford only wants Barca. Hojlund wants to stay. Garnacho wants to stay in the Prem. You're limiting yourself. Bayer Leverkusen came in for him. These are the stuff on Garnacho. Look, Chelsea and Man United. We'll start from the right side, yeah, because that's the later date. So Matt Law, who is very reliable for Chelsea News, basically came out a week ago on the 23rd and said Chelsea and Man United are weighing up the possibility of trying to send Nkunku and Garnacho in opposite directions. Rob Dawson come out yesterday and basically just put that to bed. Like, Man United have been offered Nkunku, who is desperate to leave Chelsea, but he's very much considered as a backup option. Like, we don't care about him. We don't want him, but we'll take him last result if the price is right or something. And then Laurie Whitwell, who's part of the Athletic, which is very reliable, basically just said, listen, Chelsea are in touch with Garnacho, with Man United regarding Garnacho. There has also been talks with Nkunku, but it's nothing serious, so it would have happened by now. And Nkunku's too similar to Xerxes. There's no way we'll get him as a striker. He doesn't score goals. I haven't seen that celebration, that balloon one in about 6 months, mate. I don't know what this geezer's up to. So, yeah, this is what came out yesterday about Nkunku and Garnacho. Garnacho's looking like he's definitely going to leave. We won't get our 70 million for him because everyone knows that we want to sell him. But Chelsea are really interested. They were interested for a whole year as well. And they want another forward. So, hopefully, man, this one pulls through. I don't want Nkunku, though. I won't take Nkunku. That's a myth. Literally. And he doesn't press. I just can't see it happening. I can't see him being a success of how we want to play. So I wouldn't take Nkunku. He's better than Hojlund, of course. Everyone's better than Hojlund, but I still wouldn't take Nkunku. No way. So that's the situation with Garnacho. Yeah, man. David Ornstein basically just come out today and just said, yo, oh yeah, sorry. Let me talk about the last thing that Fabrizio spoke about was Mbeumo, which was the same shit per usual. Man United still advancing on Mbeumo. Conversations continue. I know United fans, your patience is being pushed over the line, but Man United are working on that. So he's basically just repeating himself for the 60th time. And that's it with Mbeumo. It should happen. Hopefully it happens very soon. And that's it. Ornstein's come out and basically said Rashi is open to leaving on loan or part of a swap deal, but he wants to go abroad. Everybody knows he wants to go Barca. He's been working for Barca for the longest. Lamine Yamal, he's the best. I want to play with him, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, he wants to go Barca so bad, but I don't know if Barca's going to go for him. A report just came out not too long ago that Bayern Munich are in for him, but the geezer that said it, he's not really the most reliable. He just says things all the time. So if Bayern Munich go for Barca, I think Rashford will cook anywhere he goes. All of these players that we got, these that we don't want, Rashford, Garnacho, Anthony, Sancho, they go abroad, they will all cook. Them leagues are so slow and they got so much space to run in, they will all cook. So even if he goes on loan to one of these Bayerns or Barca on loan, I think he will do so well there. Imagine Rafinha, Rashford, and Lamine. The speed that you've got at your attack, every single counter attack, they will cook it up there, man. And I think they'll want him to stay, and they'll end up paying us the money. So I think you should just send him on loan, pay half the money for now, and then after he goes on loan, he'll definitely do well. And then just give us our 40 mil. I think they'll want to keep him, especially if they get Nico Williams as well. And then MJ Critchley basically came out and said Rashford currently attracting more loan than permanent offers. He prefers Barca. We all know that. Garnacho, Chelsea, long-standing interest. Rashford prefers a move abroad. Garnacho prefers Premier League. Malacia, no concrete interest yet. No one even knows he's still at the club. Hojlund wants to stay. Oh my gosh. This is what we're dealing with, bruv. Man that's got no aspirations. And Hojlund hasn't got competition in Denmark. He plays regardless for them. If he's good, bad, whatever, he still plays. He was playing for them in the Nation League. So Hojlund doesn't get dropped from his country. So he's cool with the World Cup. He's going regardless. That's why he's sitting there like, I want to stay. If he knew that he had to get into that team, like he got Rashford, like you got Sancho, all these players, Garnacho, they have to really play to get in the World Cup. They can't just sit around and still get in there. Hojlund doesn't have to do nothing. He plays regardless. That's the thing about Denmark. It hasn't got that much quality in it that he's still going to play. So Hojlund sitting around saying he wants to stay, and this geezer isn't wanted. No one wants him. Inter Milan has come to us and said, we will give you we want a loan that will turn into an obligation. We said no. Yeah, that obligation is scaring us. After what happened with Sancho, they opted out for 5 million. We don't even want to do obligations no more. We're saying no, permanent sales only. This is what's going on with Hojlund, mate. He's a sky blood. I think he just needs to go abroad, do exactly what Anthony done. Go out there. You're going to have space. You're going to do the counter-attack thing. You're going to score some goals. You're going to start feeling yourself. And then before you know it, you're going to say, you know what? I like it here. That's the situation. But he doesn't want to do it. I don't know why he wants to stay. I don't know why he's not moving. And he's just here. Look at this. Clubs are in contact with Manchester United to sign Rasmus Hojlund. Inter Milan return a firm interest, and United would prefer a sell, although there's appreciation internally that they might have to just accept a lower than his book value. So listen to this. For us not to have a loss in PSR, you've got to get a player sold with their book value. His book value right now is 45 million. Remember, we bought him for 72 million, but his book value is 45 million right now. If we need to get 45 million to not get a loss, we're turning around and saying, we will take the loss. Let's just get rid of this geezer. Look, we know we're gonna go take a loss. We're gonna get lower than our book value. So even if someone comes with us and says, here's a 35 mil, we're 10 million short, we'll cut our ties, mate. That 35 mil, we have to do something else with it. We don't want to keep him. Inter Milan want him. Go over there, do your thing, mate. You don't. But look, United would prefer a sell. We only want a sell. That's the thing with Hojlund. But he's saying he wants to stay and all of this stuff. I don't know what he's on. And even in the middle, it says, with the old regime, when Ten Hag was there, the John Murtough before Ineos, United did have Watkins in mind as an alternative to Hojlund. But then the manager, Eric Ten Hag, and recruitment staff pressed ahead with the younger striker from Atlanta. So you had a geezer with Watkins doing it in the league, and then you went and got a £72 million kid that scored only 11 goals. How did you think that was going to end? It's crazy, mate. Crazy. And this was all yesterday. And obviously, Rashford's come back to Man United. Aston Villa can't do the buy option. I think they might have wanted to activate it, but he can't because he's saying he wants to leave. Like I just showed you, he wants to go abroad and he wants to go to Barcelona. So you can't activate it. This is what we're dealing with, man. Everyone's picky. You would think we've got a sick team. We've just won a treble or something. The way everyone's so picky. I only want to go Barcelona. I'm not going nowhere else. Hojlund, I want to stay. Onana, I want to stay. Garnacho, I only want to stay in the Premier League. What is going on here? Why are we so picky, bro? Get these guys out. Just bully them. Yo, you need to leave. Garnacho, 50 million price it. Oh, is it gone down to 50 million? The last I saw about Garnacho, it was 70 million. That's what I saw about Garnacho. Apparently, we wanted 70 million. So maybe we're going to start at 70 and we'll meet in the middle somewhere. 45, 50. You know them ones? Hopefully, separate transfer. Yeah. It ain't going to be no swap. 50 million Garnacho, Aston Villa, separate deal. Anthony, Santos, Villarreal, 28 mil. Now, I don't think Anthony's in for Villarreal. He only wants Real Betis. Real Betis want Anthony and he only wants them. So hopefully that happens very soon. They're all reporting that that's the closest one to happen. The closest transfer to happen is Anthony to Real Betis. You got to remember something as well. Pre-season basically starts next week. Not pre-season, but the training for it. We haven't sold one person. So we're sitting here saying we need to sign new players. We haven't sold one person. We've still got basically 100% of the squad we had last season. Bar, Johnny Evans, Lindelof, and Ericsson. Apart from them three, we've got the same squad. We've banished players as well. Players that are not going to be playing anymore. Rashford, Malacia, Sancho, Anthony. So what is happening? Like, it's mad right now when you look at it, man. Darwin Núñez transfer failing. Napoli getting permanent move. Hojlund. Mate, I ain't seen no links about Napoli with Hojlund. I've seen Inter Milan. But, mate, anyone can come in for Hojlund, mate, and just take him. Sunderland can come in right now and say, yo, we'll give you 30 mil to stay in the Premier League. Hojlund. We would even do that. You could just tell, as it's been reported, we want a permanent move. So they ain't even got faith in him. Because some people, you send them on loan, you see what they do, then maybe you keep them. Do you know what I mean? They're saying, we're ready to take our L. We know we're going to be under the book value. We're going to take the L, and it's cool. Do you understand? Like, we have to just call. But he keeps saying the Denmark international is on Inter's radar, but as previously expressed, his desire to stay in Manchester. And Hojlund doesn't move. Watkins, this whole Watkins conversation is void. So obviously, clearly, they think Hojlund's going to go, or Watkins wouldn't even be a conversation. Fabrizio literally just said, We called Watkins 2-3 days ago. Literally 2-3 days ago, we spoke to find out what's the situation. We wouldn't have called 2-3 days ago if we knew what Hojlund's going to stay. It wouldn't make no sense. So obviously Hojlund's been told, yo, you got to bust out, but someone's got to come with a proper bid. But he keeps pointing it out, I want to stay, blah, blah, blah. But surely he knows he has to go. That's why we're here speaking to people. It is true. We made the inquiry. Man United made a call within the last 2 or 3 days to understand the position of Ollie Watkins. Why are we doing that if we know we can only go for Ollie Watkins if Hojlund leaves? Do you know what I'm saying? It literally says it. Hojlund's exit could meanwhile open the door to a move for Ollie Watkins. So clearly, Hojlund knows he's going to bounce or he's going to get forced out, and then we go for Watkins or whatever or whoever. But if Hojlund never thought he would go, then it wouldn't make sense us even talking to Watkins. It's the same as Onana. We're not talking to any goalkeepers at the moment because we're waiting for Onana to go, and then we'll talk to them. So that's why I feel like he knows he's going to go. We've told him, yo, you got to cut out. It's not working. Sorry, geez. And yeah, this is the situation with him. So yeah, man. I just hope that Hojlund goes. Like I said, my first 2 targets as a striker are Osimhen and Gyokeres. But like Laurie Whitwell said, both of them are obstacles. Ruben Amorim would like a reunion with Gyokeres, but his priority is Arsenal. I don't think we can sit around and wait for Arsenal forever. And Osimhen's wages are viewed as too high. That's what's killing us. If Osimhen didn't have them mad wages, he'll be here now. If Gyokeres didn't have them mad wages, we'll sell a strike, we'll sell someone, and then we'll go straight for him. So it's a weird one. I think we're going to give it a little time, maybe like 2 weeks, wait for Arsenal. Does Arsenal go for him? Does Arsenal go for Sesko? And then we'll see. And from then we'll know, all right, this is what's happened. Let's go for Gyokeres. If not, Ollie Watkins is back up. And I wasn't really rating Ollie Watkins, but when I see what he's really been doing, one thing I've always known about Ollie Watkins, his movement's always been good. But when you look at his stats, when you're scoring 15 plus goals in the league for 3 straight seasons in the Premier League is not easy. A lot of people are talking about Mateta now. Oh, let's go for Mateta. Mateta's done it 1 season. I don't even think he's got 15. Look at that. That's the Premier League top scorers there. I don't know. I can't see Mateta in there. So, and I think this is his first good season where he's hitting the ground running and scoring a lot of goals. He's been doing it for a few seasons. He's in the Prem. He gives defenders sometimes a little run for their money. And yeah, I wouldn't mind him. He's only scored 2 penalties, 14 open play goals as well. It's impressive. 14 open play. A lot of these strikers and that now, they're getting mad stats, but most of them are penalties, etc. Look at that, mate. That's not bad. Do you get what I'm saying? That's really not bad when you look at it. And to be on that list with Cunha and Mbeumo just shows what we're on. We're on this goals thing. We want goals. We ain't got time to play no more. All this little, we're going to go out there and get young kids, what Chelsea's doing. Nah, mate. It's either we get gems that are under 18 or we get players that are in their prime right now, ready to go. And it seems like for the attacking sense, we're saying, listen, we've got no time to waste no more. We had the little, what's his name? Garnacho and Hojlund, the little project thing going on. They're both young. They're both 21 and 20. We said, nah, this project thing up front is long. Let's get strikers and attackers that are ready now. And you can tell they've looked at this list and said, look at them. Look at what's going on. And Mbeumo's scoring goals. Cunha scores goals. Watkins scores goals. We need goals. And there was loads of games last season that were narrow, so close. And all we needed was a striker or someone to just perform. And we could have won the game. So it's evident what they're trying to do in it. Wissa on that list is impressive, bro. No penalties, 19 goals, no penalties is good, That's impressive for Wissa. So I didn't even know that he had good stats like that. How far would the Mbeumo do? Bro, we're getting the same shit we get every day from this geezer. Man United are still advancing on Bryan Mbeumo. Conversations continue. I know United fans, your patience is being pushed over the line. But Man United are working on it. Remember, this is today he's saying this. So every day is the same thing. And Ornstein spoke about it as well. And he basically said United are currently focused on agreeing terms for Mbeumo. Any movement on a deal for Watkins or any other forward will have to be through sales, basically. So after Mbeumo, we have to do sales before we can go for a striker. We've already known that. Do Do you understand? So he's basically, there's nothing really new with Man United. It's just the Watkins stuff. So everything's basically just getting repeated. Ekitike's too high. Gyokeres wants Arsenal. Osimhen's wages are too high. Metro will linked with him the other day because he used to work with Jason Wilcox, who's part of that academy in City. But his injury record is terrible. You understand? And I can't see how he fits the system. He's not really pacey. He's not energetic like that. I don't know. But they're saying it as well. They're saying we haven't made no contact and Dortmund don't want to let him go. So, yeah, that's a myth. Hojlund wants to stay. Rashford wants to go Barcelona. Chelsea want Garnacho. He wants to stay in the Premier League. Malacia, there's no contact. Yeah, literally. This is just the Watkins thing from yesterday. This is my man stats. This was yesterday about Ivan Toney. I don't know if you missed it. It came out that was in for Ivan Toney, which I was favouring, by the way. I thought, raw, Ivan Toney, I like him still. He'll be another good striker. Ratcliffe may urge United to pull out the Mbeumo deal for Brentford's demands, and that we're in for Ivan Toney. And it came out, another source, Sports Mall, said the same thing. But then Al Hilal Central basically shut it down and said, yo, despite reports, Man United have not submitted any official offer for Ivan Toney. It's gas. Like, it's not happening. So that came out yesterday. That just got shut down. So every day it's looking like there's a new striker, but Watkins seems certified. That's the only one that is definitely certified. Like, it's Fabrizio spoke about it now, Ornstein, all of them. Yeah, this is Garnacho stuff. Basically, they're talking about a little swap deal, but we ain't really interested in Nkunku. But Chelsea are in touch with Garnacho, so they want Garnacho. They can see something in him that they like, but I don't know how much wingers Chelsea want, mate. They've got a ton of wingers, and they're just stacking up. I saw a list the other day. They had like 5 players in every position. Like, you're not going to have happy players over there. Like, and someone like Garnacho goes there with his ego. Imagine not playing him. Imagine having Gittins on the left, Neto on the right. That's your main two, and then Garnacho's coming off the bench. He's going to be vexed because he thinks he's Ronaldo already. His mentality, he thinks he's already a star. That's his only problem, Garnacho. So I can't see Garnacho going Chelsea and being part of that winger thing they got going on. Estevio's coming in, Quenda, Madueke, that George kid's there, Neto. Who else have they got as a winger? Mudryk. Remember, he's got to go back. That's 6 wingers alone that I've just said. And then if you add Garnacho to that, that's 7 wingers. That is crazy, mate. Remember, oh shit, João Pedro as well. He can play as a winger. I think they're planning on playing him as a winger as well. Because if that's 8 wingers, by the way. But look at this. If they was to play João Pedro up front, it'll be João Pedro, Delap, Jackson, Nkunku, and they got the Gui kid as well. That got come from Barcelona. So they got 5 strikers if João Pedro was to play up front. And then they got 5 wingers if João Pedro was going to play on the left. 8 wingers, sorry, altogether. I don't know what they're trying to build over there, bro. They've only got one more competition than us, but the way they want all these players is crazy, mate. But boy, one thing about Chelsea, they do business, but I think they're just overdoing it. Where man are not going to be happy. Madueke's coming on at extra time. Like, these guys have got egos, bro. They think they're the man now. They already think they're lit. So Garnacho thinks he's Ronaldo right this second. I don't know how that's going to work for him. Unless he starts every game, goes in the Champions League, and I don't know what's going to happen because he thinks he's the guy right now. So that's the situation with Garnacho. Chelsea still want him. We're not really rating Nkunku. He's a backup. But they keep getting forced on us. When they're chatting to us about Garnacho, they keep forcing Nkunku talks on us because they need to get rid of him. He's not happy. He wants to leave. But, mate, we've got better options than Nkunku. Do you know what I mean? As you can see, Watkins is up there. Who's the other geezer that we're looking at? Ekitike, Osimhen, and Gyokeres. But they've all got barriers. If anything, it's going to be Watkins. So that's the situation. That's more or less it. That's what Fabrizio's come out and basically said this morning. Ornstein's come out and spoke. I basically just showed you that everything. I'll be back on later, and obviously I'll show you that what else has happened today. Please, United, Sancho out, Vlahovic in. This guy, I don't think you're a Man United fan, Temesgen, you know. How can you want Vlahovic in? Vlahovic is terrible, mate. Hojlund out, Osimhen in. And yeah, you definitely are a Man United fan. Because Edison for Casemiro is a good one. Ndidi, and yeah, you're not a Man United fan, Ndidi. No way. Emi Martinez is terrible as well, man. But yeah, man, that's it, guys, man. I'm going to wrap up, man. Thanks for everyone that's been in the chat, that's been inside. Make sure you're here. Make sure you subscribe, man. We're doing this every day for you. Like, all the Man United news, all the exclusives. I'm here for you. Like, I'll be back on later. Make sure you check in. I'll see you all in a bit. Have a great day, man.
Got some celebs, pull up local. You know we are next, pull up mobos. They gon' be there on repeat, they're like, oh no. Where's the mix it up, let's take a photo now. Photo now. But for now, I'm local. For now, I'm preserving beat, I'm more